Hello fans. Big changes are coming to Manchester United. A surprise decision from Ruben Amorim, Fabrizio Romano's latest transfer bombshell, and the shocking Premier League table prediction. Plus, Jadon Sancho hits back at critics. Stay tuned as we break it all down. Let's get into it. Manchester United can unleash a new partnership after surprise Ruben Amorim decision. Attacking the East Stand in the first half of last Friday night's 2-1 FA Cup win over Leicester City, there was seemingly only one destination for Patrick Dorgu when Manchester United's players broke from their pre-match huddle. But instead of running over to the left side, the new recruit from Lecce sprinted across to the right. Having been desperate to sign a left-sided wingback throughout the January transfer window, it was a surprise when Dorgu made his United debut from the other flank. Diogo Dalot, naturally a right-sided player, once again started at left wingback, much to the bemusement of United supporters. The Portuguese international has struggled for form in recent months, and the arrival of Dorgu was expected to see him reinstated to his preferred flank. However, Dorgu spent his debut at right wingback, and as flat and lethargic as the Reds were in the opening 45 minutes, Dorgu was a bright spark. The 20-year-old boasted a respectable 82% passing accuracy, won half of his duels, won 2 tackles, completed 2 interceptions, and fired a shot off target that was not a million miles away. It was a solid start, offering United a sense of speed and athleticism. It was a surprise when Ruben Amorim hooked him at halftime. He was replaced by Alejandro Garnacho in a move that proved key in helping United turn the game on its head. Despite the solid nature of Dorgu's debut, Amorim's decision to start him on the right was a talking point, and Amorim was asked about it after the game. "He played a lot of time at Lecce on the right and the left," said the United boss. "That is one of the characteristics we pay attention to a lot, to have a player like him. He was a little bit anxious with first touch of the ball. It's a different league for him, different speed of the game, but he did well. He had pace, strength. He will improve a lot, and we as a team need to play better to help these new guys to perform at the right level. The position, you can see in Wisecout, he can play both sides. The Dane could be deployed on that flank regularly between now and the end of the season at the very least. Wingbacks are essential to Amorim's 3-4-2-1 system, and Dorgu is currently the only natural option United have available. With Amorim favoring a left-footed option in the right-sided number 10 position, Ahmad is a strong bet to retain that position for the foreseeable future, meaning he and Dorgu could become Amorim's first-choice partnership on the right. Amorim has refused to close the door on the right wing-back spot becoming Ahmad's long-term position. Fabrizio Romano. The 2 players Man United will sign this summer. Fabrizio Romano has revealed that Man United will definitely sign 2 players this summer, a supporting attacker and a natural number 9. Romano says that with the January transfer window over, United Chiefs have already begun planning for the summer market. And while they haven't decided on specific names, Romano confirms that United plan to sign a player behind the striker as well as an actual out-and-out striker. What did Romano say? For sure, the intention is to bring in at least one player able to play behind the strikers and one center forward, a proper number 9 who can score goals regularly, Romano told Give Me Sport. But while it's still too early to make decisions, for sure the plan is clear, and after January, Man United can fully focus on the summer window. The clear intention is to invest in young players with salaries in line with the new plan wanted by INEOS, trusting Ruben Amorim's idea as he keeps telling the club how crucial it is to bring in players who can give intensity to this squad. This is the key word that will dominate the summer window for Man United. Nothing has been decided yet in terms of names, it's too early. It's also important to understand which competition Manchester United will play, in terms of European football, and also to understand the budget. For sure, internally the plan is to bring in a new striker in the summer. United have been linked with a host of top-class strikers, including Victor Gyökeres, Benjamin Sesko, Victor Osimhen, and Matteo Retegui. Less big names have been linked to the support attacker role, although Mateus Cunha of Wolves is someone they appreciate. United are planning a big overhaul this summer after another disastrous season. The Red Devils are currently down in 13th position in the Premier League with no hope of qualifying for the Champions League. Their only realistic chance of making Europe is through the FA Cup or Europa League. Where Man United, Spurs and Man City will finish in harrowing predicted Premier League final table update. Manchester United, quite simply, are experiencing their worst Premier League season to date both in terms and performances and results on the pitch. The Red Devils, who have long been one of the best performing teams in English football, are currently 13th in the table and a seemingly insurmountable 14 points adrift of the Champions League positions and also an alarming 11 points away from a Europa Conference League place. They have found the net just 28 times in the league this season and are the 16th lowest scorers in the top flight despite having one of the most expensive teams in the league, with only the newly promoted trio and Everton scoring less this term. United were eliminated by Spurs in the quarter-final of the League Cup, and their only hope of silverware now rests on the FA Cup after their narrow 2-1 fourth-round victory over Leicester City, and the Europa League where they will face either AZ Alkmaar, Midtjylland, Real Sociedad, or Galatasaray in a two-legged last 16 tie in early to mid-March. This season has so far been one to forget from a Red Devils perspective with only a short window of opportunity to turn it around while rivals Manchester City will also look back at their start to the season with great frustration as they face up to the high probability of losing a grip on their Premier League title for the first time in more than 4 seasons. Time is running out for both teams to turn it around this term, but how do the data experts expect things to shape up by the end of May? Here Manchester World takes a look at the OPTA predictable table, which is calculated based on a variety of factors such as form, fixtures, XG, and probability. Manchester City have dominated English football for almost half a decade after winning a record-breaking 4 consecutive league titles. However, any hopes of a 5th league title and a miraculous recovery are out of reach, according to OPTA. The data experts expect runaway leaders Liverpool to pick up the title for the first time since 2019-20, marking a dream start to the Arne Slot era. The Reds are expected to pick up 88 points and have a 90.62% chance of being crowned champions. Arsenal, with an estimated 79 points, are predicted to be their nearest rivals for the title, with a 9.29% chance of leapfrogging the league leaders. City, despite their slow start, are expected to take 3rd spot with just 68 points, leaving them narrowly ahead of the division's surprise package Nottingham Forest, who are expected to qualify for the Champions League for the first time since 1981, when they were managed by the great Brian Clough. Chelsea are expected to narrowly finish above Newcastle United in 5th position, with both clubs earning some form of European football next term, while Bournemouth are expected to edge ahead of Marcus Rashford's new club Aston Villa in the Europa Conference League. Man United news. Ridiculous Jadon Sancho slammed as star hits out at critics. Manchester United may be through to the 5th round of the FA Cup, but they still have plenty of problems heading into Sunday's trip to Tottenham. United sit a lowly 13th in the Premier League table, having won just 4 top-flight games since Ruben Amorim took charge. And even though the Red Devils have moved on outcasts Jadon Sancho and Marcus Rashford, the duo are still causing headaches. Sancho's message to Rashford following his debut for Aston Villa infuriated fans, with the winger now being slammed for his actions. Elsewhere, Paul Scholes has raised concerns over Kobbie Mainoo. Sancho slammed. Jadon Sancho has been branded ridiculous for his message to fellow loanee Marcus Rashford. The winger is currently on loan at Chelsea, while Rashford joined Aston Villa in the January window. After making his Villa debut on Sunday, Rashford posted on social media to thank his new fans for his reception, before Sancho came in with a one-word comment that simply said, "Freedom," and the Bluesman has now been blasted for that message. Former United star Ben Foster told his podcast, "What is he doing? That's ridiculous because he is still actually employed by Manchester United, so is Marcus Rashford. It just reeks of toxicity at United. It reeks of an unhappy place to be, that everybody's buzzing for someone to get out of the club." United legend Paul Scholes has raised concerns over Ruben Amorim's use of Kobbie Mainoo. The 19-year-old has been deployed as a number 9 in recent weeks, but Scholes believes that is a mistake. "I think Mainoo is lost. I've talked about Declan Rice being lost before. I think Mainoo is lost as well. They don't know what to do with him. I don't think he knows where to play on a football pitch," Scholes told The Overlap. "He's been played in one of the number 10 positions. He has been played in the 2 in the midfield, which I can see probably doesn't suit him because I don't think the greatest athlete. I think the number 10 does suit. But the false nine, never in a million years. Read the full story. United star hits out. Manchester United defender Diogo Dalot has come out fighting after his performances came under fire, saying his critics cannot say I don't give everything for the club. He told the club's official website, "People might like my football or not, but they cannot say that I don't give everything for the club, that I don't go to the pitch and I don't feel what this club is about. That is the thing that I always try to pass for myself and for my teammates and for the fans," added the right back. "So that is my proudest moment so far, to say that I fought for a place in the team and tried to be a little more consistent about it."